Hello and welcome back. We are ready to continue building our online course. The first part was about 28 minutes long, and hopefully in less than an hour I can now teach you how to put together an online course, and you can then put it on the web, extract it and put it inside your local network, intranet, or your learning management system. Let's continue. I showed you how to embed videos, and we embedded a video. We dropped some text. We created this navigation in the first part. So let us continue. Now let's say I have got some reference material which doesn't belong to me. So I found this book and I've used this book. Beautiful book. If anybody wants to learn drawing, a great book. It was given to me by my Iraqi friend who works in America now, designing these great theme rides. He gave me this book, a physical copy of it, and I've been referring this to my students. It's a great book for people who want to become good 3D modelers, because it uses the 3D primitives to teach you drawing. Now this book I found it on the net, hosted here. I don't want to download it. I don't want to put it on my site. I don't want to embed it in a way that appears on my site. All I want to do is provide a link to students who can go there, because I'm not sure of the copyright arrangements here. So, but there's a link and I'm legitimately allowed to provide this link. So I've copied this link. And here I'm going to say, I'll go back to build. I'm going to go back to build and say recommended reading. Now I can actually put this whole book link here, but it says it's a bit ugly, so I'll say recommended reading, how to draw comics the Marvel way. Then I highlight this text. And then I click on the link button. It's a link, and I say website URL. So that's the URL, and it's going to open in a new window, and that's always good because you don't want students to lose this window. So there. So when you click on this, it opens in a new window. Bang. Yep. So recommended reading. Now the reason we drew an icon was we want to put icons whenever there's a recommended reading or a link. So when you design those icons in Canva, it draws attention, so students know, okay, apart from this there is something that we need to read, or it's recommended. So you can have recommended reading, compulsory reading, so you can have the same thing as read. I'm going to go here. So I just dragged and dropped an image. There are some things here. You can go into advanced features, and for accessibility you can say this is this is reading icon. Border, I like to have a thin or medium border. I like to have a border for an icon, so it just makes it clean. Unless I would love to have it transparent. So if I had the paid feature of Canva, I would have got it transparent and it would have sat there, but I don't have it transparent, so I'm just going to have a nice thin border to it. And I can size this. That's okay. So I can have recommended reading. Put this in 2 lines here if I want. Yep. Done. So let's go to geography and do some other things. I want to show you how to make tables, how to make tabs, and so on. I'll show you the extended features. So I'm going to pages. Before that, contact. Let's go to contact. Before you go to geography, let's go to the contact page. And I'm just going to delete these. So for deleting, I said hover over an element, come to the right and hit the X. Bang. Kill this one too, delete it. Cool. So now go back to build, and what do we want on this page? We want a contact form. So contact form, you come here and say contact Miss Jane. Now if you click on the form here, you will see the form options. Now, the form options has to be, that can be the teacher's email there, Miss Jane at myschool.edu, whatever your address is. Okay, When you select a form, you can add more things to a form. You can have a file upload button. Of course, that's a paid feature. You can add checkboxes, drop down menus, and other things if you want to change this. I'm going to save this form. That's enough. So somebody wants to say, help, teacher, I need this help. How do I do this assignment? I can't find it. Did you forget to upload it? All sorts of things. And if you're a tuition teacher, for example, and you have kids visiting you, you might want to throw in a map. So you can drag and drop a map. If you click on the map, you can actually then say, oh, I am at so-and-so address at, it could be something like, if you over-click it and you come out, it goes away. So you have to make sure your cursor in. If you come out, it disappears. So just make sure your cursor is inside, and you can say that I'm in Sunnybank. Let's see if it picks it up. And you can put an entire address. The map will pick it up. If I just come out and click on it, yeah, it picks it up. And you can choose your zoom level and so on and so forth. Yeah. You can have advanced location. You can specify the exact point on Earth where you want them to meet you. Advanced display. Show scale, yes, no. You might want to do that if somebody's deciding to walk to your place. Show a scale, how much is 100 meters, yep. So if they're thinking how much to walk from a bus stop. So there you go, you have your contact page. Let's go to geography. So we have built digital technology, we have built contact, we have built home. Let's go to geography and look at some more build features. So this is geography. Let me add a section. I'm going to delete this one. You can add things like this here, climatic, let's say climatic regions. This year we will be okay. This year we will be learning about climatic regions and crops. Let's say, for example, I'll go to build now, and I'll do the same thing again, week 1, week 2, week 3, just so that then students get used to finding stuff. Just drag it to the bottom, so it should stick somewhere below that. I don't want any of the pre-made sections. I'm just going to drag here and say that's going to be week 1. Week 1, what am I going to do in week 1? I have some documents. So if I wanted to get some documents, there are 2 ways of doing it. If you do it this way, if you click on a file, and then click on it to upload file, and let's say I upload the PowerPoint. In the free version, you can only use attachments worth 5 MB. Yeah, so I can say week 1, please download files. No, that will distract. I want week 1 to be very clean. I'm going to put this one here, and I'm going to say now you can get them to download the files, or what you can do is you can always provide them a link to the intranet. So suppose they're sitting on your local folder, right? You can always try and give them, saying that on this local folder, this is the path to the files, or follow the path. Or you can provide it as a link, you know, to find files on the network drive. So you can choose how you want them to access it. I like to really make it usable for them. I want students to be able to just click on it, get it. This one is going to sit outside your server. Okay, so again, the issues with this, institutes don't want sometimes files to go out. But if it's generic, let's say you've got something from the net and you're just putting it back, you can provide a link to that, you know. Or if you've got something which is very common and it's safe to put it on the net, you can put it there. Also, it won't be on the net until you publish it. So until you publish it, it will not be on the net. Also, after publishing, you can archive it and then unpublish it. So there are all sorts of things. Anyway, so that's one file. And I can then put a text next to it and say that's where you can find it. Yeah, so that might be your Z drive, I don't know. So that might be your Z drive on your server. Z drive, it might be called something like common, you know, common grade 7. Then there might be a folder for Miss Jane, and there might be another folder for geography. And this is what I mean, you know, students get really tired of this, and a lot of their energy gets consumed by finding things rather than actually using the energy to do things. And I mean, there are students who struggle with these things, who find this overwhelming. There are students who have several levels of dyslexia. It's not just a dyslexic student who finds things overwhelming. A common person, I mean, we are overwhelmed with so many passwords. So when we ask students, go here, get that, go there, get that, it's crazy. And look at this, beautiful subjects, everything is here. Everything is here. Put it in one nice package. Make it easy for them. So that's week 1. I'm just going to go to week 1. I'll just rather, if I wanted to make another section, I'll make week 2 and make week 2 as probably the one with the background. So if I wanted to copy week 1, I can click on this and I can say copy. See that arrow there? And I can say copy on this page. And I can drag it down and just say this is the week 2. Again, I like alternate weeks to be a different color just so that it's easy to comprehend. Yeah, that's week 1, that's week 2. So the visual differentiation is very important to me. People should just look at things and know, yeah, that's a different one, that's a different week. So these are very important things that teachers don't think of. A graphic designer thinks of it, and that's why advertising is so successful. Advertising targets you visually at a subconscious level. But we teachers, we don't employ such techniques. We can. There's no reason why we can't. I don't remember that previous color. I can go and copy it again. I should have written it down somewhere, but I'm just going to try and sort of recreate it. So there I've got week 1, week 2. So I've put a file there. I've shown you how to put a link there. And again, this one can be an icon. I don't have a PowerPoint icon, but yeah, I can have sort of, I can put that icon there. I'll just drag and drop my icon here. In fact, my icon was resized. So let me go to that other page and get that icon. So I have an icon here, right, under digital technology. So if I come on the top left and I say copy and copy that icon to the geography page, I should find it somewhere. There it is. I'm going to drag this whole thing down. And just going to delete these two things here. And I'm just pulling the image out. Just pull that image out and put it up there. I'm just resizing these columns. This one I don't need, so I'm going to delete this. So there, that's an icon that says there's more reading to do. That's the path, that's the file. If I wanted another file, let me go to file again. And I think I have another file, drag it and drop it underneath this one. So it comes and sits underneath this fellow, yeah. Click on this book here, upload file, come back to my file and say there is a reading to be done. So if you can put your course together so the students can find any videos that you've recorded for them, any material you've written for them, any assignments that they need to do in this way, then you can put together a course in minutes. Also, the best part, the beauty of this is that several teachers can edit one course. So if you're not the class teacher and teaching all the subjects, all you do is you go to settings, go to editors, and you say, I want to add editor, I want to add Mr. Greg. I want to add Mr. Greg and say, hey, Mr. Greg, would you mind building the section on history? Yeah, and you save editor. So Mr. Greg is actually here. Now I did a bad thing, because Weebly is going to try to send an email there and it will say, hey, that email doesn't work. Anyway, after Mr. Greg has built it and Mr. Greg says, you know what, I'm moving to another school, I don't like you, Miss Jane, not going to work with you anymore, you can actually go there and say delete editor. So delete editor is at the bottom, bang, that editor is gone. Yeah, so you can have multiple editors, and I've done this. I've had up to 4 people working on a project at one time. So fantastic. Let me show you the last part of this, and hopefully I haven't made this video too long. The last part of this is you first publish this. Yeah, publish. It will actually stay on the web. Now in the paid version, you can protect it by password. Once again, go to your institute, tell them if you're not happy about this being in the public domain, please pay for a password. But there you go, Miss Jane's class. Welcome to this exciting year. Subjects, geography. They can see their work. Beautiful. Subject, digital technology. And in 1 hour, if I can put this, I can put an entire course for a school in like 1 day. Easy done. It's a planning that will take time, but to put it together, no time at all. And there's a contact, so surely there's a form teacher, class teacher that will receive this. Or even if you're basically a tuition teacher and you have several students, this will work for you. You can have different subject areas and tell your students of different subject areas, the tuition kids, to go to the different areas. So you can unpublish it as well, but you need to publish it to actually get it off. So if you go to general, and now you go to archive, and I give it my email, Dalip. Yep, and I say email archive. I should see it pop up here in a few seconds. There you go. It's popped up here. Download zip archive. Bang. It's downloading. It's 6.2 MB. But there, I'm pretty much done there. It is downloading. After it downloads, I can choose to unpublish it. Yeah. Yeah, I can just unpublish it now as soon as that comes through. And I'll show you how to run it offline. So in about 26 seconds, we should be done. It should be coming in downloads. So let me just go to downloads. Yeah, that's the one. Okay, that's my archive. I'm going to right click. I'm going to say extract here. I'm going to give it a proper name that I can understand. Grade 7, Miss Jane's class. And there it is. All you have to do is run the index file. I'm just going to open it with, if I double click it, it should open with, I'll open it with Firefox. And there, that's your course. Okay. There, that's your course. I had some trouble with Firefox. I hadn't run it before, but there it is. The course that you have built. So you can run this offline. You can give this to your IT guy and say, I've got a folder with my class. Can you put it on the intranet and kids can find it, run it off your network, intranet. You can give it to the LMS person and say, this needs to go inside Moodle. Moodle can upload a zip file, Blackboard can upload a zip file, and all you have to say is, this is my package. Whenever somebody clicks on the package, this is the first file that should run. As easy as that. Thank you for watching. I hope you have learned a lot, and I hope you're going to use this. My aim is to really make things easy for students. That's it. I see students struggling with the way we teachers make a mess of the materials. We just host it and expect them to somehow pick it up. Okay, and that's the reason why most students don't even bother logging into an LMS. They just call up a friend on Facebook and say, hey, do you know what I need to do for this assignment? And if that person tells them the wrong thing and the wrong thing spreads on Facebook, almost all of your students are going to do the assignment based on how one person has interpreted the assignment and spread the rumor on Facebook. Okay, I'm going to end my video here. Thank you for watching.